When I say search, what's the first thing that comes to mind? SEO, keywords, Google. When I think about search, I think about the mental search, because your buyer doesn't wake up thinking about those keywords. They don't wake up thinking about your product. They wake up thinking about their problems, their Monday morning problems. So your mission is to guide them towards a solution, one step at a time. And that means you have to understand their journey and how it's going to unfold before they do. You're either creating awareness, you're either somehow converting or identifying that awareness that you've created, the demand that you've created, or you're converting that into a sale. That's it. That's the only thing that you can do in marketing. So your job here is to step in before they even realize they need you and to help them begin to understand that they need you. And then once they understand that they need you, they need to understand why you're better than your competitors. And once they understand why you're better than your competitors, they need to understand how it works. So you see how these things unfold? This is the story. This is the customer journey, or this is what I would say the road to creating a customer. Because the search for a new product doesn't begin on Google. It starts in the most powerful search engine in the universe, a buyer's mind. The entire buying journey happens up there in people's minds. It's not happening on HubSpot. It's not happening on Salesforce. It's not happening on Google Ads. It's happening in their head. And your job is to make your brand easy to remember, so they type it into Google. So when they see you in a retargeting ad, they have a good feeling. It's tough. You got to figure people out. You have to understand what they need in their moment of need and get it to them before they need it. Over these next few lessons, we're going to show you how to elevate every aspect of your business, your brand, and your reputation using storytelling. We'll explore techniques borrowed from Hollywood and top agencies, methods designed to create raving fans, not just casual buyers. So instead of relying on random channel tactics, you'll learn the core business and how storytelling fundamentals can power a killer pitch deck, more compelling advertising, how it can drive tighter internal alignment across your product teams and your marketing teams, how it can unite the executive team and the board, how it can win investment and revenue for marketing programs. You'll discover how to behave towards your customers by understanding their real needs at every stage of their journey, and that will help you figure out where to place your bets. So get ready to dive in, because when you grasp how people really search and what it takes to guide them into a solution, you'll transform the way your entire organization thinks about growth. Let's make your brand the answer to buyers' Monday morning problems. All right, let's dig in. This graphic represents the internal world of every buyer in your audience. Your buyer is the hero of the story. Your role is to guide them to success. You must become a guide worth following, and this is how you make a customer. We're going to use this as our framework to map what's going on in buyers' heads to what your business needs to be doing at each stage to make a customer. The first stage is what we're calling the comfort zone. For buyers, life feels stable, but something is missing. At this stage, they don't even know they need your brand. Your job is to identify the gaps where customers are and where they want to be in their life. You want to understand and reveal their frustrations and missed opportunities. And then you want to take action on that. So you want to spot the unspoken pain in the market. You want to use empathy to address unmet needs and plant the idea that better options exist. Once they understand, we move to the awakening phase. Here, you want to extend an invitation to explore and grow. Your job is to pinpoint their triggers and why they need you. The next stage is awakening. It's an invitation to explore and grow. And your job is to pinpoint their triggers, to understand them, and be the go-to resource with clear answers. You want to share insights tailored to the hero's pain points. You want to build trust by showing you understand. The next stage is guidance. A trusted guide provides tools and wisdom. So your job here is to demonstrate credibility and value. You want to offer demos, case studies, how-tos, personalize the message. Let them know, hey, We see your problem. Here's the fix. You want to forge a mentor-like bond with them. The next stage is challenges. There's always going to be challenges and obstacles whenever you do anything new. Switching from one SaaS software to another presents challenges and obstacles. Switching from one hotel to another presents challenges and obstacles. What am I going to do at the points? What's the price difference? What's the location difference? Same is true with toothpaste. Your job here is to clarify the barriers to success and show how your brand is going to dismantle these hurdles, right? So think about that in terms of providing ROI proof or success stories or testimonials, right? 4x ROI provides proof that you have a good solution there. You want to become a trusted confidant and problem solver. Now, you see how this is different at this stage than at the first stage where they weren't even problem aware? So at each stage, their mindset is different and your behaviors are different. The next stage is transformation, letting go of the old self to embrace the new. Here, your job is to demonstrate tangible and emotional benefits. You want to ensure there's a smooth onboarding for quick wins. Celebrate milestones to keep excitement high. You want to reinforce the value at every success point. So this is good job, you're doing it. So integration is the idea that this person started as a noob. They didn't even know they had this problem. And now they have the solution, they have your product, and they can tell other people about it. So they become a guide worth following to the next sort of generation of buyers. So what this means is they're bringing back wisdom to their everyday lives. This is why they're the hero, right? They're the hero because they went out and they conquered these challenges and they came back better than they were before. So your job is to tell the story of how this happens, emphasize long-term benefits, productivity, satisfaction. How does your product kind of foster advocacy and loyalty? What are you going to do to stay engaged with them and help them upgrade? How are you going to provide fresh ideas and move them forward in their journey with you, even after they've become a customer? So from here, you want to look ahead for deeper growth and cross-sells and upsells. This is the revenue script framework in a nutshell. We'll come back to it a little bit later in the course.